Thousands of years ago, a sea of shadows swallowed the heavens. Black lightning tore through the darkness as an army of obsidian-masked monsters laid waste to the eternal empire. If you want to track down the ancient secrets hidden within that darkness, make sure you hit the subscribe button before the void catches up to us. At the very center of that destruction stood the last emperor. His armor was cracked, and he was bleeding from a dozen wounds, but he firmly refused to surrender to the horde closing in around him. Looking at his ruined capital and his fallen generals, he realized the present was already lost. His kingdom could not be saved. So he shifted his focus. He decided to protect the future instead. He channeled his remaining energy and shattered his ancient shimmering sword. Those glowing fragments shot up into the cosmos, sending the seed of his power thousands of years into the future to ensure his legacy would survive. We jump forward a few thousand years to Frost Peak Village. It's an idyllic, sunlit settlement filled with laughing children and working farmers, completely disconnected from the ancient wars of the past. But inside one of those small wooden houses, a young man named Rudra wakes up in a cold sweat. Night after night, he is haunted by the exact same nightmare: a burning sky, a brutal battlefield, and a broken sword. The terrifying part is that these dreams are starting to leave physical traces. A mysterious, jagged black mark briefly surfaces on his right hand, only to fade away before anyone can actually study it. Rudra tries to brush it off. He eats fresh bread with his mother, jokes with his friends, and buries himself in the safe, ordinary routine of village life. But the peace of Frost Peak is a complete illusion. Rudra is unknowingly tethered to an ancient war, and the seal binding his true nature is finally starting to fray. Down at the village training grounds, things are strictly disciplined. Master Dev, a stern, retired warrior, runs the youth through mundane wooden sword drills and basic footwork. Rudra is paired up for a sparring match against the village champion. His opponent comes out swinging aggressively, forcing Rudra immediately onto his back foot. Then, the world shifts. Time drags to a crawl for Rudra. With unnatural clarity, he can perceive every single minute movement, step, and breath his opponent is about to make. Without even thinking, Rudra executes one fluid, perfectly timed strike that sends the champion's sword flying through the air, leaving the entire village staring in stunned silence. Rudra's body reacted with the instinctive precision of a veteran, moving with a speed and accuracy that no amount of village training could ever explain. Master Dev pulls Rudra aside. He remembers an old traveler's prophecy about a child marked by darkness, and he suspects the seal on Rudra's power is the only thing keeping the village safe. Before Dev can demand answers, the ground violently shakes. A freezing wind rips through the valley, and the local wildlife completely panics. Far away in the northern mountains, a massive disturbance triggers. An ancient seal hidden beneath centuries of ice cracks wide open, vomiting a thick, poisonous dark mist into the air. That black mist rolls rapidly out of the forest. It instantly withers the trees and drops birds lifeless from the sky as it barrels directly toward Frost Peak Village. The horrific creatures from the ancient apocalypse have returned from their thousand-year slumber, and they are marching straight toward the beacon of power radiating from Rudra. The invaders breach the tree line. They are towering, 8-foot-tall beasts covered in cracked black armor that looks fused directly to their flesh, staring down the villagers with molten crimson eyes. Master Dev leads the defense, slashing at the horde to buy the villagers time to run. But standard steel weapons are entirely useless against these monsters. Rudra grabs a fallen spear and jumps into the fray. He is immediately overpowered, knocked into the dirt, and pinned under a beast with its claws resting inches from his chest. Seeing her son about to die, Rudra's mother ignores the retreat orders and rushes into the chaos, shouting his name. Her voice immediately draws the monster's deadly attention toward her. As the beast pivots toward his mother, the ancient seal inside Rudra finally gives way. The barrier holding back a millennium of power shatters, and energy of the void pours out. Time freezes on the battlefield. That fleeting black symbol sears itself permanently into Rudra's right hand, and his eyes flood with a deep, violent violet light. He simply raises his hand. An immense, invisible kinetic shockwave erupts outward, blasting the heavy creature off its feet and hurling it into the forest. The remaining shadow beasts stop their attack. Instead of rushing him, they drop their weapons and slowly kneel in absolute fear of the frightened village boy. High above, the sky splits open to reveal a massive pillar of black light. Floating quietly in the swirling clouds, a mysterious figure with glowing silver eyes observes the entire scene. The age of peace in Frostpeak is permanently over. The void has claimed its true heir, and the real war for the future has officially begun. To find out where Rudra's path leads next, hit subscribe and join for the next chapter.